Welcome to our YouTube channel, Come Hobby with Us, where we share tips and tricks about some of our favorite hobbies. If you like this, please subscribe. This video will show you inexpensive craft supplies you can pick up at your local Harbor Freight. We have two other videos on inexpensive supplies at Harbor Freight, one specifically for the artist and one for those who enjoy sewing. Also, before you go to Harbor Freight, check out their coupons. They are great. We're going to start off here on the electrical aisle. There's some of these surge pluggers for $16.99, and you'll also find lots of electrical plug-ins here, even some remote plug-ins, which are very helpful sometimes in the craft room or sewing room, and I think you'll find a lot here. This aisle has a lot of cords and bungee straps that are helpful, and I happen to find clothesline in here. You can use clothesline for a lot of craft projects. We are going to use one as a sewing project later, and that will be an upcoming video. This clothesline was on sale for $3.99. I also found some rope in here, averaging price about $6.49. Good to have in the craft room. And like I said, lots of stretch cords. And what is a crafter to do without glues and tapes? Harbor Freight carries a lot of different types of glues, plus glue guns. And I found that their prices were a little cheaper than even Walmart. Plus, if you use those coupons and you pick up some of these glues and tapes, you save even more money. These squeeze bottles come in very handy in my craft room. Check out the Harbor Freight art video to see how I use them for my paints and show you a great cost comparison compared to what I had been using off of Amazon. I put this picture in here to show you that this is a Pittsburgh brand of a rafter square. Rafter squares, T-squares, rulers are very handy to use, and this right here, rafter square, is $2.99. One reason I believe it's cheaper than the others is it is the Pittsburgh brand. The Pittsburgh brand is the brand that you'll see throughout Harbor Freight a lot. And if you choose that particular brand, you'll probably get a lower price than picking up a name brand in Harbor Freight. I found a nice heavy-duty square for $3.99. Be sure and check out the section for the squares, T-squares, rulers. There's usually all at a very, very good price. By watching sales, we have been able to get canvas drop cloths for $4.99. Also, you notice the brown craft paper here. This is also, all of these are useful to put down in your craft and your work area to minimize spills and messes. And later, I'm going to put up a video showing how we can use some of this canvas in sewing projects and other things, general craft projects. But I am going to be making a canvas purse and show you how to art decorate it yourself. Be sure and check my other videos. On the brown craft paper, I did notice it was a little thin, but this is great for making patterns and things that you want to keep. Also, this makes a great coloring source for children. So above the canvases, I found nice scraping brushes for if you're doing redoing furniture. Also in this area are nice picking tools that work great if you have a Brothers Scan and Cut or a Cricut. Also in this section are scrapers, which I sometimes use as a palette knife, especially doing large backgrounds on paintings. But they're useful for crafters for all kinds of things. Also sponge brushes here, 4 in a pack for $1.99. And I like to use regular painter brushes sometimes. And here I picked up a 2-inch brush for $2.29. I'm excited about what I just put into my cart. This is a telescopic rod with a magnetic end. This is great for picking up pins you dropped on the floor, or as my husband uses it, for also for picking up nuts and bolts and screws that he's dropped. And it was only $4.99. That's a whole lot cheaper than my back surgery was. Harbor Freight also has a lot of supplies for the pegboard, lots of peg hooks of different shapes and varieties. These were a lot cheaper than the ones I had just bought at Home Depot. Here on an end cap, I was able to pick up some microfiber cleaning cloths for under $3. They're 12 inches by 12 inches, and there's several in the pack. So this was, I think, a pretty good buy. Also in this end cap are little clips that you can use for things. There were just a lot of odds and ends, a little screwdriver set, some zippy ties. Just check throughout the whole store. Be sure and check those end caps. There's an ammo box here at the bottom, which could also be used for general supplies. Harbor Freight also carries a lot of different staple guns of various strengths. Maybe it's time I pick one up for my craft area instead of always borrowing my husband's. If you're like me, you're constantly rearranging your craft room or rearranging the rest of the house to fit some of your crafts in. We use a set of these Magic Mover slides. They are well worth having. The ones at Harbor Freight, a set of 4 sells for $3.47. It is well worth saving the back pressure. Check out the various tools and small electric tools that they have in Harbor Freight. I did find a cordless electric screwdriver for $8.97. I'm always borrowing Steve's, and this will help me a lot to have one in the craft room. Okay, let's look at some storage options. They have on sale some plastic shelving for $34.99. This could be put in a storage room, in a closet, or decorated up to put it actually in your craft room. But shelves are always helpful to have around. This is, I think, a good buy on these for the $34.99. And also for storage, I found these metal strips that go on the wall. They are magnetic. Therefore, you can put some of your supplies on them, and it will keep them all handy in one space. They range from $9.99 up. However, I found one that was on an after Christmas special for $7.99. Harbor Freight also has lots of smaller plastic storage containers that are very, very helpful for sorting little items. I found one here that is a 24 compartment container, and it is $3.99. I think that's a very good price. Also useful for storage are these rolling carts. This black one is $54.99, and this 3-tiered one down here sells for $64.99. Well, what these are so handy for is you can roll your craft supplies to a place out of the way, perhaps in a closet or into another room. I use a 3-tiered cart like the red one on the end for my art supplies and roll it in and out of where I want to paint. And if you want larger storage items, like the men sometimes use for their tools, men and women can also use these for various crafts. These are very great for artists to put flat things in, or whatever your supplies needs are. Harbor Freight probably has a tool chest of some sort that will meet your needs. Not only that, they have a variety of colors. Near where the airbrushing supplies were, I found this great little cleaning kit for paint spray. However, these little brushes will be handy for all kinds of things, cleaning out sewing machine, my computer board, all sorts of little bitty places that are hard to get to. I really like these halogen shop lights because they come on a tripod stand. This might be helpful when we're making our YouTube videos. And they were only $29.97. I think I'll come back to these. I did like these super grips they have here for under $5. These are great for working on lots of projects when you need to hold an item down. Be sure and check the video on sewing supplies in Harbor Freight because I compare these to some of the more expensive items used by quilters. Meeting up with Steve for checkout, He found him 2 sets of these bronze linkable shop lights. We have a very large storage building in 2 sections, and he has already installed these, and they are wonderful. We open the door and immediately the shop is flooded with light. $44.99 a set. Steve also found a plastic cameo tarp to cover some of the equipment in his shop. This one was $6.49. There were a couple of them that were a little cheaper but a little smaller. And that's it for this visit to Harbor Freight. Don't forget to check for your coupons. Steve and I thank you for watching this video on Come Hobby with us. We have a couple of video suggestions for you here on the left. And if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please click on our picture below. We're a couple of Sophies, seniors on fixed income. Hope to see you later. Bye.